Hey guys, BJ Kissel with SB Nation and the Arrowhead Pride YouTube channel. In this week's video, we're going to be talking specifically about Jamaal Charles and his dominating performance over the New Orleans Saints in the Chiefs' overtime victory last week. Jamaal Charles joined Jim Brown as the only other player in NFL history to have at least 225 yards rushing and at least 50 yards receiving in the same game. So that's obviously pretty elite company for Jamaal Charles. Coming into this game, Jamaal Charles had just 25 touches in the first two games of the season for the Chiefs. Obviously, both those games were losses. In this game, Jamaal Charles touched the ball 39 times, 33 rushes for 233 yards, and then 6 receptions for 55 yards. So 20 of those touches for Charles in this game were in the first 3 quarters. So nearly half of his touches, 19, were in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. So when the Chiefs needed to put the ball in the hands of their playmaker at the end of the game to lead them to victory, they went ahead and did that. I'm not sure that giving the ball to Jamaal Charles 39 times a game is a good idea for the entire season, but it was a must-win situation, a huge situation for the Chiefs in this game, and they wanted to make sure they got the ball in the hands of their playmaker, and they did just that. So I think we also found out that Jamaal Charles really likes running behind a fullback. He had 10 carries for just 32 yards without Nate Beaches out on the field. And with Nate out on the field, 23 carries for 201 yards. So obviously, a couple of big plays with the fullback out on the field, but the numbers still hold true. Jamaal Charles really liked running with a fullback out on the field. So a lot of plays with a fullback in there, but it's also interesting to note that 4 of Jamaal Charles' 7 touches with at least 3 wide receivers out on the field were pass receptions. So the majority of his runs coming with the fullback out on the field or with 2 tight ends out on the field. So it's also interesting to know that 20 rushes to the right side for Jamaal Charles for 108 yards. 13 rushes to the left for 125 yards. So obviously did very well running to the left. Obviously the big 91-yard play, touchdown run in the third quarter. Huge turning point in the game. But obviously those numbers might change these stats up a little bit, but that goes along with having a home run hitter like you do with Jamaal Charles. And obviously huge game from him, something that I hope we continue to see out of the Chiefs offense, which right now ranks the #1 rushing offense in the entire NFL, 191 yards per game, the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you want to pay attention to yards per game, the Chiefs offense also ranks #1 in the NFL. Also, Jamaal Charles, #1 rusher in the NFL right now with total yards combined. So huge game for Jamaal Charles. Hopefully we can keep it up as we take on a divisional opponent in the San Diego Chargers this weekend. Huge game for the Chiefs. Hopefully they can get back to 500 and right this ship and still have a successful season. So for the Arrowhead Pride YouTube channel, I'm BJ Kissel.